talking fish gave you 5 wishes. Would you choose wisely or let greed take over? Sounds magical? This tale begins with a storm and ends with a shocking twist. A dark, stormy morning. Thunder roared, waves crashed, and everyone in the village stayed indoors except one old man who dared to face the sea. Madhav, the village's oldest but bravest fisherman, clenched his jaw as thunder cracked above. With trembling hands, he pushed his creaking, worn-out boat into the roaring, unforgiving sea.
I must fish today, storm or no storm. My wife is tired, my stomach's empty. If I return with nothing, we'll sleep cold and hungry again tonight.
The boat rocked violently as lightning tore across the sky. Madhav cast his net, nothing. Twice, still empty. Third time, suddenly, it pulled back. The net was very heavy. Something was down there. Madhav pulled with all his strength, heart pounding. As the net breaks the surface, he gasps. Inside shimmers a glowing golden fish. But before he can move, it lifts its head and speaks. Spare me, brave man, and I will grant you 5 wishes. No tricks, but choose wisely. Every wish comes with a price you must pay. Madhav stumbled back, heart racing, eyes locked on the glowing fish. His mind spun with possibilities. Gold? 2 power? No. He took a shaky breath and whispered, just a fresh net. That's all. The fish spun a swirl of golden mist. Poof! A brand new, gleaming net appeared in Madhav's boat. Before he could speak, the fish vanished. Stunned and speechless, Madhav sailed home with curiosity. Back home, Madhav stepped into the dimly lit hut, heart still racing. But before he could speak, Mina's eyes flared with anger. Her voice cracked like thunder. She was furious.
A net? Just a net. You had 5 magical wishes, and you wasted the first on a net? What were you thinking, Madhav?
But something didn't feel right. The fish, it warned me. There was magic in its eyes, and a shadow behind its words. I was afraid to ask for more.
You old fool. A magical fish gave you wishes, and you asked for a net. Go back, ask for a grand house. We deserve more than this miserable life.
Madhav hesitated, torn by fear and doubt. But Mina's words echoed louder than his instincts. That night, under the silver moon, he gripped his oars and rowed back into the whispering, haunted sea. The sea lay still, unnaturally still, like it was holding its breath. A chill ran down Madhav's spine. Then, without a ripple, the golden fish rose from the depths, glowing, silent, watching him.
I wish for a big house, a home with strong walls, warm light, and enough space for comfort. Something my wife and I have never known.
The fish stared deep into Madhav's soul, its eyes no longer warm but icy and unreadable. Time seemed to freeze. Then, with a slow, eerie flick of its glowing tail, magic rippled through the air. Poof! In a flash of golden mist, the hut vanished. In its place stood a grand bungalow, walls gleaming like ivory. Mina cheered with joy, but Madhav froze. A strange chill crawled down his spine. Days passed in luxury, golden walls, rich feasts, silk beds softer than clouds. But Mina's eyes gleamed with growing hunger. Comfort wasn't enough. Her voice turned cold.
Ask to become king. We have power at our fingertips. Why stop at a house? Rule the land. Make the world bow before you, Madhav.
But We have everything. A home we never dreamed of. Food on our plates. Comfort in every corner. What more could we possibly need, Mina?
Not everything. We have comfort, yes, but not power. Not respect, not the crown. Go back, Madhav. Go now, before the magic slips away.
Madhav, weary in body and heavy in heart, gripped the oars with trembling hands. The moon watched silently as he rode into the misty dark, uneasy, afraid, and burdened by one final wish. The sea was still too still, like the world was holding its breath. A strange glow shimmered beneath the surface. Then, without a sound, the golden fish rose, slowly, silently, almost hauntingly.
I wish to become a king, a ruler with a crown, a palace, and a world that finally sees me as more than just a poor old fisherman.
The fish stared at Madhav with eyes that now glowed cold and lifeless, as if peering into his soul. No words, no emotion, just a slow, haunting flick of its shimmering tail, and then silence. Poof! In a flash of golden light, the old hut vanished. In its place stood a majestic palace, fit for a king. Mina screamed with joy, but Madhav stood frozen, a deep chill crawling up his spine. Days passed in royal splendor, silk robes, golden thrones, servants at every call. Yet Mina's eyes darkened with restless greed. Even with a crown, she whispered,
Ask to make me the most powerful being on earth. Control kingdoms, skies, oceans, everything. Why stop now, when we can have it all?
But we have everything. A palace, power, peace. What more do we need? Must we risk it all just to chase something that may never truly satisfy?
Not everything. We don't have the world at our feet. We don't have control. Power is still out there. Go, Madhav. Go now, before it slips away.
Madhav, drained and trembling, stepped into his boat once more. His hands shook on the oars, heart pounding with dread. The sea was silent, yet his soul screamed. This time felt different. Final? The sea was eerily calm. Too calm, like the world had paused. A strange shimmer stirred below. Then, without a ripple or sound, the golden fish emerged from the deep, glowing and watching.
I wish for my wife to become the most powerful person on earth. Let her have everything. Power, control, respect, more than any ruler alive.
The fish stared at Madhav with cold, ancient eyes, silent, unreadable, as if weighing his soul. A long moment passed, then it slowly flicked its shimmering tail, sending a pulse through the air. Poof! In a flash, Madhav was back, but Mina turned into a monster. The palace was all damaged and disturbed. Panic gripped him. He got terribly scared. Desperate, he raced back to the sea once more. The sea stood unnaturally still. No waves, no wind, not even a whisper. The air felt heavy. Suddenly, the fish rose, twice its size, scales burning gold, and its eyes now glowing deep, angry red.
My wife. She's missing. Instead, a sea, a terrifying, powerful, and extremely aggressive monster at my palace, trying to destroy everything.
As you wished, I made her the most powerful being on Earth. And true power, the greatest power, is now in the monster at your home.
Is there any way to bring her back? Please. I don't want power or wishes anymore. I just want my wife back. Is it still possible?
This is your final wish. Choose your words with care, old man. For what you say now cannot be undone.
I don't want riches, thrones, or power anymore. I just want my wife back, to live a simple life with her, and be truly happy together, forever.
The fish stared, unmoving, its glowing eyes locked onto Madhav's. No words, no flicker of emotion, just a heavy, haunting silence. Then, without a sound, it turned and vanished into the dark depths. Suddenly, crack! A deafening thunderclap tore through the sky like a scream. Lightning split the heavens, and the sea roared to life, shaking violently as if the ocean itself had awakened in fury. The waves rise like mountains, crashing against the boat with unstoppable force. Madhav grips the side, shouting, "But it's too late!" The boat flips violently. Everything turns black. Silence. Madhav gasped awake, coughing harshly as salty air filled his lungs. His body ached, and as he opened his eyes, he realized he was lying on cold, wet sand. The shore, battered but alive. His silk robes, once shimmering like the sun, were gone, replaced by his old, torn fisherman's rags, soaked and clinging to his skin. It was as if the luxury had never existed at all. He turned toward where the grand bungalow once stood, its towering pillars, golden doors, and shining windows. But now, nothing. Just his old broken hut, leaning sideways, barely standing. He looked around in disbelief. No guards, no marble halls, no towering palace gates. The grand, luxurious palace, once gleaming like a dream, had vanished, as if it had never existed at all. Madhav stood silently before his old hut, its straw roof half collapsed, wooden walls creaking in the breeze. The same place he once called home, now a haunting reminder of everything he had lost. Just as despair gripped his heart, the old door creaked open, and there she was. Meena stepped out, eyes warm, face glowing with joy. No crown, no jewels, just love. She ran to him, arms wide, smil. From that day on, Madhav never wished for more. He had learned that true happiness wasn't hidden in gold, palaces, or power, but in a warm smile, a peaceful home, and the love they shared each day. Madhav returned to the sea each morning, casting his net with calm hands and a content heart. He no longer chased miracles, only moments. And whatever he caught, he shared with joy and gratitude. Greed may glitter, but it hides deep traps. True happiness comes not from wanting more, but from being grateful for what you have. Gratitude is the path to lasting peace and joy.
Knowledge is magic everywhere. Knowledge is magic everywhere. Learn with Gyan Chops.